You stand in line waiting for your turn to get in. Your eyes flash at the screen playing behind the counter. It's your favorite porn star entangled in some orgy. I wonder if the room I like is still available, you think to yourself, remembering all the fun you've had there before. It's your turn now. You step up to the smiling face that welcomes you to Steamworks Berkeley. Joining me today is the man who keeps that machine running smoothly. I'm Patrick Marano, and this is Queerly Us. Before we begin, if you watch this channel and you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Okay, he is both the general manager and culture coordinator for Steamworks Berkeley, aiming to shift the Bathhouse experience back to the culture of the 70s. Originally from Los Angeles, he's lived in the Bay Area for the last 16 years, people. Welcome to the show, Zose Newell. Hey, buddy.
Hey Patrick, how are you?
You look so relaxed right now.
I am a relaxed human being on the outside.
I love that attitude. Oh, so you're projecting relaxation. Is that it?
I mean, maybe the inside's chaotic.
Is it?
A
Well,
little
okay,
bit.
a little bit of background for the people that are watching. I met you at the NABA conference, the North American Bathhouse Association conference in Las Vegas last October. I was commenting before we started recording how light and airy your office is and how that's so different from like a lot of these bathhouse spaces that are kind of dark and supposed to be, you know. Is that
It is
intentional?
like it is, but I think all the GMs, the office needs to be a contrast, the complete opposite of what the club is. For one, you can escape, regroup. It's bright, and you can just gather your thoughts.
No,
'Cause,
absolutely.
yeah.
And also, like if you're in like a cave with no windows, you can't see the light outside, you're gonna get depressed at some point, anyways, right?
All right, unless you're having sex the whole time, which
No matter how much porn is playing, no matter how much sex you're having, I mean, at some point you need some some light.
light,
Yeah.
some light. I agree.
Tell us how you got started with this whole journey. What got you started in the whole bathhouse experience?
Working here, you mean? Or
Yeah.
just in general?
Well, wherever you want to start.
I was late to the party. I don't think I went to a bathhouse until I was in my 30s, maybe
Oh,
like early
wow.
30s in
Okay.
LA, my town spa. Loved it. Got
Mm-hmm.
acclimated. As far as working here, I had moved here from Los Angeles where I was bartending at the Roosevelt Hotel. I was very sick of LA, and I moved here, got a place, and was kind of living off my savings and just enjoying my life, considering maybe getting a job. Um, I was out south of Market at the bars, and a friend of mine was being cruised by a then night manager of Steamworks. We just got talking, and he was like, "Oh, we're hiring if you need a job." And I kind of just took the job as a fluke. Um, so I never worked in a sex club. I was gonna maybe keep it a couple months, and yeah, they kept promoting me and giving me more money. So I'm still here
You're
13 years
13 years?
later.
You're doing something right though. Obviously, they like what you're doing, right?
I like what I'm doing. They like what I'm doing.
So what is it? It comes naturally to you, or was there an adjustment period?
I
I mean,
think
it's
it
not a
pretty.
normal workspace, right? Let's be honest.
It comes natural. I like off jobs, bartending, party scenes. Like I did a lot of stuff in New York. Like in my 20s, I was a cigarette boy. I was kind of club kitted out, and I would go to the different clubs dressed up, and you have your little tray with cigarettes, yo-yos, blow pops, and
Oh my
just. I mean,
God.
I like jobs that are not the typical normal gig, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, you and me both,
Those
brother. Look
Steamworks.
at this. This is why I have,
No,
my channel and my podcast. What a cigarette.
I
Remember
love your channel.
cigarettes? Oh, thank you so much.
I
That's so nice
know.
of you. Remember cigarettes?
I do remember cigarettes. You don't smoke, do you?
I don't know. But sometimes, I mean, no, I
Remember
like
cloves?
I like the idea because it's very social and it's like it's fun to be doing something and and it's fun to like accentuate what you're saying with the but in reality the smell and the everything is just and the expense is very expensive and it's not good for you. So I mean there's not a lot of pluses here.
Remember cloves? Clove cigarettes?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Very 90s. I don't know. How old are you?
There was a, oh, I don't know.
Oof.
Oh,
Tough question. Well,
oh, wow. No,
I'm 51.
are
So
you?
yeah,
Oh, you must love saying that because you don't look it.
I don't love saying that, but it's the reality, and I'm happy
Yes.
I don't look it. It's all
You
gene.
absolutely don't. Well, I'm 46, so I'm almost there. I'm going to catch up
Oh,
to you
yeah,
soon.
baby.
So that's how you got started. I want to hear about this because in your bio, it says culture coordinator. Now, we can't go on without like addressing what this is about. And you said, quote, you want to shift the bathhouse experience back to the culture of the 70s. So I need you to explain all of that.
So when I started working here as a clerk, I would work graveyards. There would be hours, it was downtime, and I would just kind of play through my mind the changes that I would make if I was ever king. I was like, it was very different, different vibe, different events or lack thereof. So, I just kind of, after I took over, just created new nights that were more inclusive. Hip hop night, Latin night. I kind of piggybacked on Chris. I think you interviewed Chris Peterson in Seattle
I did, yeah.
at his trans night. So it's like we're the Bay Area without a trans night. That
Mm.
was a, you know, addition to the roster, which is super duper crazy busy. We have our gender fuck parties third Fridays of every month from 8 to 4. It's like everyone's welcome. It's like gay, lesbian, straight, couples, trans men, trans women. It's just like a wild, fun time. And, just trying to shift the club into a more free flowing space, if you will.
Well, you touched on a few things that I wanted to talk about. So, first of all,
So,
the trans and the inclusivity. I was going to ask you, what steps you're taking to because I know that's the hot button topic. We were talking a lot about that at the conference,
mhm.
inclusivity and how to, involve different folks. And so you were saying there's a special night for
There is third Fridays of every month. We have a party that's called Gender Fuck,
okay.
and basically everyone's welcome. So, like, if you're female who hangs out with gays, or you're just like, oh my god, I always hear about like basically anyone can come. You can bring your aunt, your neighbor, your whatever. Like all bodies welcome.
Well, I was gonna say I love that idea so much because I know so many people that historically have not been welcome in those spaces and are so curious and they're total allies. Like they're just so curious and they want to experience what it's like, inside.
Totally.
What walk us through what a night like that looks like because I imagine I mean, is it very sexual?
It's very everything. First of all, it's super busy. There's a line down the block.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in getting a room, you want to come early. It's just basically like from the kids to the like it's all age groups, all gender expressions, and it's just really fun. It's wild. It's kind of like a Fellini film. I mean, it's just there's just all kind of stuff going on. Lots of straight guys or who are curious about this and that.
Hmm.
The energy is wild. It's a really fun time. It's probably one of our most successful nights a month.
I need to attend one of these nights because I myself am
Cool
curious. Just
shit.
yeah, just to see how all the different people are connecting and socializing and experiencing this type of space. Because I grew up in bathhouses. That's not true, but like historically, for me, all my experiences are very like just men, you know,
Yeah.
and so for me in my mind, you know, I know that there are guys, and I know that there are guys that would feel uncomfortable being in the space with other people. Do you know what I'm saying?
In like other genders and other
Yeah,
flavors and
yeah, yeah.
whatnot.
That
I felt the same way, and I was kind of nervous about doing it initially because I was like, "Oh my God, what are the gays gonna like? People are gonna freak out." And shockingly, only one or two people came up, and they're like, "Oh, what the fuck is this night?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" First of all, there's a sign posted at the front that
well, right.
explains if this is going on, if it's not your night, We're open 24/7. Feel free to come back any
That's right.
other the 30 days of the month. Like, it's not your gig,
Yeah,
you know, come
that's right.
back.
That's right.
But I'm just like, yeah, it's fun. And I just play dumb, basically. I'm like, what do you mean? What's up with this night? Like,
Yeah,
it's
like it's totally
it's a
normal, like it's always
celebration.
been. And it's of course it is.
Right
Um,
over my head.
do
But
you
like there was not a lot of pushback. There was literally, I think, 2 to 3 people. And then most people were like, oh my God, I didn't think I would be into this. But it's such a vibe. It's just so fun. And the DJs, I have trans DJs and they bring a different type of music that we're not used to. It's very like amped up and it's wild. It's fun times.
do you think part of the success of that night is your location?
Um,
Just
I
no, but I mean
don't.
just being in the Bay Area, for example. I
Oh, in the
mean,
Bay Area?
yeah, versus
Probably. Yes, yes, for sure. Because this is like, West Coast. It's wild and free.
yeah.
So for sure, I don't know if that would fly in, say, Ohio or I don't know, maybe it would. But yeah, for sure, it adds to the excitement.
If you continue to see success, would you extend it to more than one night?
We talked about that, but as of now, I mean, I don't. It's so great that I don't want to really dilute it and make it too commercial. It's just a fun celebratory night as of now, but maybe in the future.
So what else is your inspiration from the 70s then? What when you say bathhouses from the 70s, do you mean like happenings, like events and things like that?
Happenings like a la what's her name, Bette Midler and Barry Manilow, like when they would have
Ooh.
events and performances in the bathhouses. Like we have, like I've had a punk band play, and I've had like drag performances, singers. Like we have. Have you been to Berkeley?
I have not, and it's on my list.
Shame,
I
shame,
know. Oh, I'm
shame.
coming. Don't worry. Don't
Yeah, I'll
worry.
hook you up VIP treatment when you're
That's
in the Bay
thank you.
next.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just like performance and stuff that's out of the ordinary that you wouldn't normally see, just to add a what the fuck moment.
So you're painting a continental baths kind of
Mhm,
situation.
mhm.
So why don't you walk us through? Well, I've never been, so I don't know. Walk us through the club. Like, what kind of amenities do you guys have? Is there a stage for you're talking about drag performances and stuff like that? What kind of amenities do you guys offer?
There is just basically the same as mostly all of our clubs. We have a TV lounge in the front with a big 75-inch screen if you want to like get away from porn and have a moment to just watch
Oh yeah.
a regular movie, Fight Club, whatever, random movies we play. There's an area for your sitting, eating, um, snacks, beverages, locker area, steam room, dry sauna, hot tub. So in front of our hot tub, there's a large porn screen
Yeah.
film, so you could sit in the hot tub and you're watching porn projected onto a film screen. It actually looks through to see showers. There's like showers right in front, and then a glass window so you can see more inside showers. So you're kind of like you've got a lot to look at when you're in the hot tub, besides people walking
Sounds
by
like a
naked.
good spot to sit.
It's a good spot.
Yeah.
Lots of rooms, all sizes. We have a big, nice gym, and then the back play area. There's glory holes, but there's a collapsible space in the middle of this ramp that provides as a stage. So
Oh, so you can
that's
transform the space.
hmm it's really cool. You have to come check it out. Shame on you for not.
Shame on me for sure.
Yeah.
I well, listen, I only have, there's so many bathhouses. I mean, geez, I'm gonna be just going from bathhouse to bathhouse. But for sure, yeah, no, I need to. Well, actually, my partner has never been to the West Coast at all, and I used to live in LA, so he's been bugging me for years. You gotta show me around and everything. So it's on my list, and it's kind of it's happening. So
Take a
I'll
tour.
I'll let you know.
All
What are
right.
you guys on one floor? How many floors do you have?
We're on one floor.
I like that. I like that. You know, when a bathhouse is like, we're on 4 floors, I'm like,
Yeah.
that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah. Now we're getting into the 40 plus age. We're like, girl, I didn't sign up for Stairmaster. You're like,
Oh,
up. and down. You're schlepping up the
Well,
stairs. You're
you know what I
looking.
mean? Like, you're
Yes,
upstairs, the
I know what you
jacuzzi's
mean.
on the bottom floor. You're like, oh man, gotta
It's a
go all the way.
lot. No, we're on one lovely level, and you just
Um,
do your thing.
it's your location. So I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't sure exactly where Berkeley was, and that's embarrassing. But I Googled it, and then I see you're just across the bridge from San Francisco. Is there like a big gay, like how come you're there? Is there a gay, I mean, I guess the whole area is gay, but I mean, is there like a little village type area in that on that street
No,
in
we're
that
actually
area?
there's not. We're really off the beaten path, but
Okay.
this was prior to us opening in 1977, which is a long,
Wow.
long time we've been open. Before us, there was a bathhouse called the Mayan, which was here, I guess, in the 60s and the 70s, which probably was wild and fun.
Yeah.
I guess we just took over the space because it was a no-brainer. Everything was here.
Of course. Oh, okay, okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah, I always
But it's
wonder
not
about
far.
location. No, it's not far.
Yeah, San Francisco is literally right there. Like there's a
Yeah.
BART station. You could take the train and be here lickety split.
Yeah. What tell people about the admission prices because I've got people watching from like all over the place and in Europe it's different than the US and different parts or different prices. So admission wise, what are people looking at?
I mean, all the rooms are different sizes and different prices, but if you go on steamworksbaths.com and click on Berkeley, it'll give you the rundown of all the prices. But roughly $30 will get you in and get you a locker for 8 hours.
That's good.
If you're fancy and you want an extra large room that comes with the sling and yada 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 and gloves and whatnot, yeah, it's a little more, maybe like $70 for
Okay,
8 hours.
tell us about these rooms now. What is this gloves you're talking about? Like latex fisting gloves or what are we talking about?
Funny that you mentioned that. That's exactly what they are.
Is it really?
Like, yeah, because the larger rooms, I mean, if you want ample space, or you might be a seasoned bathhouse goer, and it
Mm.
comes with a sling, it'll have gloves. So, yeah, if you're into fisting,
It comes with
all the
gloves.
amenities are there. Isn't
Are
that
these
nice?
reusable gloves or what kind of glove? Do you wash
No,
and you put
no,
them back or
no,
what
no,
happens with the gloves?
no.
I've never heard of this
Patrick,
before. I know.
Patrick, they're disposable.
They're disposable gloves. Is there like a little
That's a
box of gloves and you take a
sanitary.
pair and then you like, okay. Do you
Exactly.
have like, what do they use for lube? I'm not a big fister, so I don't, yeah, I guess it's bring your own lubricant.
We sell lube. We have a vending machine with all the amenities from butt plugs to lubes to cock rings to erection pills and did I say poppers?
I
Everything you
think
need, flip
so.
flops. But most people, I think they bring like elbow grease, or some
Mm.
people bring Crisco if you're old school.
Ooh. Well, people have their preferences, right? I mean, like, um, when I was at the conference, there were vendors there and they were talking about the erection. What did you call it? Enhancement? No, what did you just call it? And
I'm
you
not
said
sure.
erection pills. Anyway,
Erection
something.
pills, maybe?
But I know what you're talking about. There's like those. There's drinks and there's pills and there's different things and those are all illegal here. So for me,
Oh,
yeah. And
oh,
also
you're in
the
Toronto. Are
I'm
you
in
in
Toronto.
Toronto?
I'm in Toronto. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Bummer.
yeah. As are popper. I mean, you can get poppers here. That's not an
But can
issue.
you
But
get Viagra?
yes. Oh my God. Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 Viagra,
Okay.
Cialis, all that stuff. Because those are like prescriptions, so those are okay, right? Like, um, but yeah, and poppers, like the bathhouses don't sell those here. So I bet
Bummer.
everyone
So
seems to have a bottle somehow. But
great. There's like a black market.
yeah, oh for sure. Um, how long have you been there? 13 years?
13 years.
What's the craziest thing you've seen?
Oh God, craziest thing I've seen.
13 years, that's a lot of history to go through.
I'm so desensitized. Nothing seems crazy anymore. But
Okay, but think of an average person who might be watching this that's maybe even never been to a bathhouse.
the craziest thing I've seen here,
Yeah.
I guess, would be more when I was new working here, and you're just kind of like you go to take your break. You take the long route because you want to see what doors are open and who's in here. You're like, hmm. And I glanced to the left into a large room, and there was a very large man in a sling with Crisco, which we mentioned,
Yeah.
like sitting there, and he had like it was slathered all over his thighs, and he was fisting himself.
Oh,
And I glanced, and I was just like, so I was still new, not innocent, but like that's not a set. Yeah, that same face that you're making
well,
I mean, and like now that's like jumping over a cupcake. Like that's nothing for me. Now that's just
yeah.
regular, whatever time in my. I guess I was in my 30s. I
Sorry, is
was
that a
just like that's
saying? It's like jumping over a cupcake? Is that a real
easy,
saying?
easy.
Did you
Yeah, you
just make
never
that
heard of
up?
that?
No.
No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I heard it before.
Jumping over
Google.
a cupcake. Yeah, I'm going to start using that. It's just like jumping over a cupcake. People are going to be like, what? What are you talking about?
I
Cupcakes are
love it.
small. They're easy to jump over. That's what you mean?
Piece of cake.
It's a piece of cake. Okay. And now you see people fisting themselves every day. So, I mean, like what?
Okay.
It's
Just
nothing.
unfazed.
I
But
didn't
yeah.
think you could do that. Obviously, it's a
What? Fist yourself?
fist yourself. Yeah. You can bend that way you can, yeah.
Anything's
Obviously, it's
possible.
true. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. That was a great answer. What is your favorite part of your job?
Oh, the obvious reasons. I would say my staff is very lovely. Um,
That's a nice answer.
it's true though. Like it's really a family here. Like the guys and the variety of I try not to hire two of anything. Like everyone's their own separate personality. So I have just like a really
Mm.
cool bunch of guys. Um, it's funny, I spent so many years making sure that I wouldn't become a father, and now I kind of have like 20 kids.
Oh, that's
All
so
these young
cute.
guys and different gays, and like some of them do OnlyFans, some of them are in art school. Like there have been a lot of students and who have been here. There's one guy who's been here for 23 years, which is like an eternity. He's
Of
a
course.
staple
That's
here. Lee.
insane.
Yeah, we just have a wide variety, all races, ages, size. Like it's just cool. Probably staff would be my favorite thing. They're challenging at times, but
I
that
bet.
would be my favorite. And obviously meeting, there's an endless flow of meeting new people and
Yeah.
cute guys and interesting energies. Always. It's like a
Never
never-ending river of
never ending
new
river. Ooh,
friends.
ooh. Never flowing
Okay,
river
maybe
of
not
men.
river. Stream? I don't know.
The stream of men. Well, that's a testament to you. I mean, if people are sticking around, especially, I mean, I know he's been there longer than you, but he's been there as long as you've been there. So it's not like, it's a testament to you as a leader, you know, and taking care of your team.
Right. It's a solid job. I mean, people think about, oh, working at a bathhouse. It's, I don't know. I get people have their own ideas, but it's like we have 401k and health and dental and
Hmm.
like, you know what I mean? It's a job. And
It
on
is
the
a
flip
job.
side of that, people come to work here and they think they're going to be just like sucking dicks. This is like, no, it's a job. And then they
Yeah.
start working here and they're like, oh my God, the check-ins won't stop and the checkout and the laundry. I'm like, yeah, like it's a real job. It's a busy business
There's stuff
and
to
it's
do.
work. So if you're
Yeah.
out there and you're coming to apply at Steamworks, it is work. Like it's
Well,
not a sexcapade. You're an
yeah.
employee. You're gonna be working.
That's good to tell people because a lot of people are, they watch my channel. They're, oh, I've always dreamed about working at a bathhouse, but I think there's a lot of
Yeah.
misconceptions about, yeah, and glamorizing, if that's even the right word,
Yeah.
of what the job is like. And the same thing when I was doing porn. Oh, always wanted to do porn. Well, did you? Because it's not what you think it is.
Work.
You know,
Hot lights waiting around, like
they
fucking guys
they
you
just think,
want to
yeah,
fuck.
you're just running around having sex all the time and just like, but no, there's cameras, you're stopping, you're starting, they're changing the lights, it's exhausting, you're there all day. I mean, the last thing you want to do. And then it's a job. You're completely desensitized. People are walking around totally naked. You don't
Totally,
even see it anymore. You're just like,
totally.
so there's a lot of
No,
similarities.
I don't even watch porn anymore from working here because I'm just like, I guess the last thing I want to see when I get home
That's right.
is the porn.
I want to see people with their clothes on.
Hot.
That's my fetish,
My
right?
kink. Dress all the way up.
Yeah. Here, put on this parka, zip it up.
Oh,
What's your least favorite part then of your job?
my least favorite part of the job.
The
Maybe like
staff.
messy. I know, right? On the other side of that coin. No, I would say messy individuals who are checked in, just messy
Yeah.
girls, just messiness. Like,
Yeah.
we're not here to be your life coach and whatever you do. But it's like if you come in and you're just like overly anything, like overly annoying, overly high, overly drunk, like that's probably my least favorite part of the job. I'm just like, oh my God, like you're an adult male, like have it together. It's still a public place. And then I kick people out on a dime. Like if you seem like you're gonna be a problem or problematic, out.
Yeah. You have to.
Yeah, you have to. Or else it turns into a situation.
You have to. It's anytime there's like drugs or alcohol, and I know those things. You don't have a bar. You didn't say there was a bar inside, right?
God, no.
No.
No bar.
But people show up and they're inebriated or high or whatever, and once and then there's like the sex and everything. It's like there must be. I don't know. Do you have to call police? Do you have to call ambulance sometimes? I mean, you know.
Usually not. We usually keep it together and like all the staff has an eye out. Like we usually can spot someone who like needs to go. You know,
Mm,
but for the most part it's a safe, chill environment. But it's like there's obviously here and there's problematic people that cause more problems than wanted.
I had on my podcast Roland Chambers. He's from Toronto, and he used to work at a bathhouse in Toronto that is now closed, and he's part of the reason it closed. Um, and it was the story. He wrote a book actually, and the stories from oh boy, it's called "The Boy Who Brought Down a Bathhouse." And some of the stories, I was like, "This is crazy town." Because actually, I had been to that bathhouse many times, and
Like what era was he writing about?
this was late 90s, early 2000s,
Fun.
I believe. Yeah. That's actually where I got my start in porn because I was chatting with some guy in the jacuzzi and he said, I'm a nude model. I was like, what the fuck is a nude model? What does that mean? And it turns out he did internet stuff. He was doing stuff on the internet for a company that was based here in Toronto. And then, yeah, the rest is history.
How old
So,
were you?
oh, like 19?
Oh wow, just a
Oh,
baby.
oh, I was a baby. No, I was into all this stuff very young. But not overly young. It actually 19 was the floodgates are open. You were talking about the first time you went was 30, right?
To a bathhouse. I
To a
mean, I was
bathhouse.
in Wallflower. I was out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
took you to
but
the bathhouse for the first time? Like what was that? What was in your head where you're like
a
curiosity? Did
friend.
somebody go and they
No, a friend took me. He's like, "Girl, let's go to Midtown Spa."
Yeah.
And I was like, nervous. Like when we got there, I would not part from him. He was like, "Shoo, like, dude, like,
Yeah.
let's
Give me
get it up
space.
and walk up." And then within minutes, I was like a fish in water. But um, yeah, I just never. It's just I don't know. I lived in New York most of my 20s, and bathhouses are not really a thing in New York City, and I don't know. I just
What's up with
never.
that?
I don't know. I
What
don't know,
is
but
up with that? Is it
they're
a
all in Central
city
Park.
ordinance thing? Is it like a what is it?
That's a
I've
good
been to
question.
one in New York. Forget what it's called. I don't even know if it's still there, but I hear that all the
Like
time from people.
Midtown or something. Like you couldn't close the doors, and were they really bitchy? And
Oh God, I
it
don't
was terrible,
remember. It
right?
was a long time ago. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah, that's the consensus I've heard. I've never been either, but
I'm just surprised. You think with the population there in that city, there would just be like at least a few. Montreal has like five. So like what's happening in New York? I don't understand. Is there anything you want to promote, tell us
Um,
about?
Notes. What did I put? Our busiest nights here would be, I would say, genderfuck, which I mentioned, our bear parties, which are
Oh, yeah.
first and third Saturdays from 1 to 7. We serve the Bears pizza and beverages. Those are super busy. Boys night, of course. Tuesdays from noon to midnight. Guys 25 years old and younger get in free. So it's just like tons of students and guys from neighboring cities who were like, it's free. Like, why would you not come?
How can you not?
Yeah, it's free, and there's lots of other young guys. Yeah, I mean, those are our busiest night. It's busy all the time anyways. Like, I don't know what's going on in the climate, but this is our winter months where it normally slows down. But the weekends, I've been doing numbers that are like the same as the summer. So I don't know if people are just horny or
Something's in the atmosphere.
or
Oh,
they
it's
got a
El
warmer
Nino.
jacket. Yeah, exactly.
It's El Nino. There's something going on. Winter, winter. I mean, I know for you it's winter, but I mean, like when I hear that, I'm like, okay.
How cold is it there?
Do you know what? We had a really mild uh December and most of January, but then we had this like polar vortex, they call it, because of El Nino, it's been super mild. And then this polar vortex swept in. And then suddenly, well, I'll tell you in Celsius because that's all I know. It was like minus 30,
Yikes.
which if you Google that, you're going to be like, what the hell? So, which is not usual. That's not usually how cold it gets here. And now it's gone. Now it's back up to like zero and whatever, which is mild actually for winter. But yeah, I like the change of seasons. It's nice. Zos, thank you so much for coming on Queerly Us today. I really appreciate you taking time.
Thank you, Patrick. You're very easy to talk to and
Well,
look at.
thank you so much. Oh, that was nice. I wasn't expecting that part. Well, speaking of relaxed, you have been the most relaxed, guest I've had. So I appreciate that. I feed off of that energy.
Feed. You're very welcome.
Feed away. How can people, so what's the website again, just so we know?
Steamworksbaths with an S.com. And you can check out Berkeley, Seattle, and also Vancouver.
Yeah.
And just walk through what we have, what we do,
They're like playing
prices.
cards. Collect all of them.
Mhm.
All right. Thanks again, Zos. Have the great rest of your day. And for the rest of you, I will see you in the next episode of Queerly Us.